Drafting with Numot is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com and GatheringMagic.com. Explore the game.
Alrighty, here we are for round one of this 9th edition draft. We're on the play. We have a pretty nice hand. Turn 1, Llanowar Elf. Oh, we're on the draw. Gotcha. Turn 1, Llanowar Elf. Turn 2, Trained Armodon. Hopefully we can draw some more lands so we can play out some more creatures, but there we are. Turn 2, 3/3 is very, very good in this format, and we have like a follow-up Cheetah. Feels good. Blue-black is generally considered a little bit more control-y. I don't think blue-black is necessarily very good in this particular format, but we'll see. Looks like Enfeeblement's going to be on our Trained Armodon. Kind of telling that I have something in my hand since I didn't tap the Elf for mana. Wow, Naturalize is going to be great in this matchup. We can already tell Enfeeblement and Icy Manipulator. Manipulator, one of the best of the one of the best cards in this format in general. It's just great in any limited format. 4 mana for an artifact, 1 mana, tap it, tap target artifact, creature, or land. So not only you can prevent your opponent from getting their necessary mana, you can also tap down an attacker or tap down a blocker. Consume Spirit is going to take out my my Cheetah, and he's going to leave up a mana for Icy Manipulator, which is fine. We're just going to keep playing big dumb fatties until he can no longer hold back anymore. Like Craw Wurm into Phyrexian Hulk into Rootwalla. He's going to need a lot of creatures, and blue-black, again, is not generally known for creature quality. Looming Shade is a fine one, but it's not going to be enough here. Let's go to combat. Okay, we can attack with our bear. And let's see. Can I play Overgrowth into Phyrexian Hulk? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Add 3, 4, 5. Nope, not quite. So we'll just play out the 5/4. And go wide around the opponent. Hopefully I can draw like Volcanic Hammer or something to deal with the Shade. Because Shade is one of the better creatures for a heavy black deck. Alright, Kavu Climber is a pretty good draw. Let's go to attacks. Alright, so he taps down the Hulk. I think I'm actually going to bash in with everything and ask the opponent, what do you have? Because if he takes a hit from Craw Wurm, that's great. And if he trades for it, then we're getting in the 4 extra points of damage. Right, and we'll make a trade here. Put the opponent to 9. Play the Crawler, draw a card, and still have more gas to follow up. As good as my Icy Manipulator is, our dumb green Dirtles were enough to take this game. I believe Naturalize is in my main deck, but I will have to double check that once we go to sideboarding. Okay, sideboarding. We do in fact have the Naturalize in the main. Could consider bringing in Demolish. But I think we're actually just good enough to run it back as is. Alrighty, game 2, round 1 of this 9th edition draft. We're on the draw, and our hand's pretty good. Obviously needs another green source, but we're running 11 forests and 6 mountains, so feel like this is a perfectly fine hand in the draw. Grizzly Bears was obviously a decent draw as well. A 1/3! Well, that's kind of problematic, isn't it? Does a lot of blocking, that's for sure. Yep, expect to see some Windrakes come down. Oof, awkward that we drew another mountain there. I think I'm just going to set up a good Pyroclasm. So I'm just going to pass the turn here. And I think I'll attack in with the Grizzly Bears next turn. He'll probably block with the Warden. Hopefully he plays another 2-drop. Or rather, not a 2-drop, another creature with 2 toughness. Just passes, though. Alright. Well, Well, I'm going to run out the bear then and say go. He could be holding up a counter of some sort, but at least this way I can start getting in for damage if he doesn't do anything again. Feeblement on one of my bears. Well, that seems aggressive. Hey, there's our forest. Alright, let's play out the Armodon. Armodon survives. He might have a remove soul here. Seems likely that that's what he's been waiting on. Yep, it's completely fine. Again, I'm going to sandbag this Pyroclasm for a little bit longer to try to get some value. Oh no! He gets to look at my hand! Now he knows the Pyroclasm sneakiness. Or I guess not so sneaky anymore. Okay. I'm going to attack with the bears here, and if he blocks with the sentry, then I'll Pyroclasm. If he just blocks with the guard, then I'll play my Craw Wurm out. He still has perfect information, unfortunately. And all it takes is like a boomerang or a dark banishing here. Oh, a time ebb to put it back on top of my library is good too. Okay, I should probably play it a little bit safer now. Could have Volcanic Hammer that Windrake a long time ago just to save myself the trouble. But I got greedy, and then the opponent sentry'd me to know what was in my hand to really punish me. Ooh, Overgrowth too. Okay, well, let's attack with the bear. Since we're Pyroclasming this turn anyways. I probably would have just taken 2 damage if I were him, but this works fine. And our Craw Wurm still holding off both of the opponent's creatures. Skyfisher, sure. Gonna have to kill that as well. Another annoying flyer. I think... I think I just attack with order here, and I'm fine with if he trades. That way our Craw Wurm is going to be a little bit bigger than anything else he can do next turn. And again, just got to deal with the flyer right now. Yeah, I took a lot of unnecessary damage this game by waiting on the Pyroclasm and getting super greedy. There's another flyer. Okay, so we need to get aggro here. I'm dead in 3 turns. With the opponent draw Hollow Dogs. Ugh. If I attack with both, I am dead. But the opponent doesn't know that. I think I'm going to get greedy here. I could attack with just Craw Wurm. The opponent might double block, but then I'm just going to die to the flyer anyways. I think I attack with both here and see if he makes a double block. Oh, okay. Well, he didn't. Wow, just leaving himself dead to a lot of cards there, but I guess he made the right play. Darn. Okay. So my own fault there. I think we could have won that game. I sat on that Pyroclasm for much too long. I should have just 1 for 1 or 2 for 2'd. And then I would have been in much better position. So say I attack just with Craw Wurm there. He takes it. I play the Armodon. It doesn't look like we might have gotten there anyways, but a little bit awkward on my part. Little bit awkward on my part. Okay, game 3 here. Round 1, 9th edition draft. We kind of spewed away the second game. I mean, this hand's fine. I need 1 land, and we start going off, so definitely a keeper. Turn 2 bear, hopefully turn 3 Overgrowth into either Craw Wurm or Anaba Shaman. Perfect. Got the land we needed. And we might even just be able to randomly win off of a huge Enrage. Ugh, Volshock Morningstar. Another one of the best cards in the format. Opponent has a lot of nice artifacts and enchantments. Morningstar does so much work. 3, 4, 5. I can actually play both the Shaman and the Elvish Warrior here. I think I'm going to spread out my resources instead of going all in on the Craw Wurm here. Opponent's not doing anything, so I think this is a fine play. And Shaman can take care of any X1s that they end up doing. This also lets both of my 2/3s attack into X3s. Alright. Wow, this Enrage I feel like is going to be gross. Alright, opponent. All on you, buddy. I currently have 7 mana here for Enrage. You're going to need quite a bit to survive. Ugh, and now he knows, looking at my hand, that I have the Enrage for the GG win. So I can pump this. Let's see, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can pump for 7. So he has to block Craw Wurm here. Right, and that's going to be the game. GG's. And that is a small taste of 9th edition for you. So, like I said, there aren't going to be too many interesting strategies. It's going to be a lot about the creature quality and whatnot. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this first look. We'll see you back for round 2. Round 2 here of our 9th edition flashback. We are on the draw. We have a pretty good hand. Turn 1 Llanowar Elf. Turn 2 Bears. Got some removal spells. Potentially a turn 3 4/3 with removal to back it up. Not too shabby. Alrighty. Opponent on Forest as well. Rampant Growth, sure. Ooh, Craw Wurm's not a bad draw. Pretty easy sequence here. Not really doing too much. He's on mono green, it looks like. He Rampant Growth and got another Forest. Interesting. Okay. I think we just attack with the Grizzly Bears and then play the Sacred Order, or Sacred Bell, as opposed to just Volcanic Hammering. Because a 4/3 can trade away with the Rootwalla anyways. Although I do want to get that Rootwalla off the battlefield since it can trade with my Craw Wurm. Attacking? I guess I'll just take this. Must have something else big to play. Oh, Silklash Spider. That card is very, very good in this format. Very hard to beat. 2/7 reach. Loom deals X damage to each creature with flying. Luckily for us, we have a Volcanic Hammer to throw it down. No blocks from the opponent, though. Alright. Well, I think we're going to win this game by drawing that 2/4 that makes everything block it, and then just getting in for a lot of damage. Well, I guess the opponent isn't on mono black. Anaba Shaman's also a pretty nice draw here. We can't do any attacks anymore because I don't want to trade Sacred Order, or Sacred Bell for Rootwalla, and if he has a Giant Growth, then I get blown out. So we can just sit back on our Anaba Shaman now and kind of just ping him out. Force him to be reactive, proactive. Alright, Verdian Shaman. Well, I guess we'll still play the Craw Wurm out here instead of playing or using the Anaba Shaman, though. We're going a lot wider than the opponent is. Ooh, 2 Rootwallas. Wow. Okay. I'll hold the land in hand at this point for discard effects. I'm perfectly content just sitting back and pinging. I'm in no rush. The only downside is the opponent could have Plague Wind. That would completely wreck me. But Our attacks aren't that amazing. Okay. Alright, well, clearly doesn't have Plague Wind in their hand, otherwise they would have cast it. Ooh, Pyroclasm is kind of an interesting draw. Not a good one, but an interesting one. I'm going to attack with the order here and see what's going on. If we trade with a Rootwalla, it's completely fine. He might also double block with Shaman and Spider. But I don't mind trading one for one at this point, just in case he does have the Wrath effect. This also is a little bit bad because it turns on any Gravediggers the opponent might have, but take that risk. Ravenous Rats, not too good here, and we were holding an extra land for that purpose. Alright, well, the Pinger, like I said during the draft, the Pinger is very, very good. Ooh, another Hammer, okay. We can almost just burn the opponent out here. Just keep shooting him for a few more turns, and then 6 damage in hand. Opponent not doing anything. See, guys? Look how much excitement you can have while playing Magic. If you do any of these 9th edition flashback drafts. Guess we'll still cast this just in case we draw our Blaze. Not too relevant, but something to do at the very least. I could have went for the kill, but I think that's a little bit too greedy. If I had just attacked with everything last turn, potentially get in for 3 points of damage. No rush right now, though. Opponent needs to find an answer to the Shaman anyways. Okay, I think we're just going to go for it on our turn. Not sure what this attack is here. Let's trade with my Grizzly Bear. No reason to jeopardize any of my larger creatures, and this is just a trade anyways. Sure. Giant Growth, you got me. Oops. Okay, let's ping him down to 6. And let's go Hammer. And one more Hammer. Alright, well, pretty uneventful game. The combination of Pinger and some burn got there. Opponent seems to be on a mainly black deck, or rather, mainly green deck, but they're running a Ravenous Rats. I would assume they're running higher quality black cards than just Ravenous Rats. There's probably a Gravedigger, maybe a Dark Banishing or something. Not really anything that I want to sideboard in. I think we just run it back and see if we can get there again. Alrighty, game 2, round 2. We are up a game. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this. We have turn 2 Elvish Warrior, and any land's going to let us curve out some nice big creatures very quickly. Okay, need to hit a land, but double Armodon's perfectly good. Opponent on the Ravenous Rats. I don't think we want the Cheetah. I think it's the worst of our creatures, even though it can potentially ambush a creature. Alright, there we go. Elvish Warrior, and let's get some fatties online. Nothing from the opponent. What do you got? Overgrowth, okay. They're ramping for themselves as well. I'll happily play 2 mana 2/3 and then a 3 mana 3/3. He's blocking. That's interesting. I'm guessing they have a Gravedigger in their hand then for value. Jumping for 2 life when you're at 20 doesn't seem ideal. No, that is not Gravedigger. Kavu Climber is a good one though. Well, I need to draw some lands, but I'm going to go ahead and offer the trade here if the opponent wants to do so, which they do not, apparently. Not much interaction. We've played a bunch of vanilla creatures, as you guys can see. Ooh, a Marrow. Power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand. All right. I guess we won't be doing any attacking this turn. Again, like I mentioned during the draft, we might have a situation where the board just completely gums up and then we play the Bard and win with just this. Blanchwood armor on Marrow. Interesting. All right, well, we have a game plan. I can take a hit or two from the Marrow, no problem. It's not going to feel great, obviously, but I think it's fine. That was one of the enchantments I was talking about. Ooh, a Rootwalla too, okay. So, I think we lead with the Hulk here. Pass turn. Then, do I play around Giant Growth? I think I offer the 2 for 1, and if he has Giant Growth, that's fine. So Giant Growth would get rid of a card in his hand. Actually, you know what? Let's just block with everything. That's probably safer. He only has 8 power. Like, he can kill the Spider and the Hulk if he wants to. But then if he uses Giant Growth, it becomes a 7/7, then a 10/10. And I still kill a 10/10. And this way I can kind of guarantee that the creature dies. Alright, so he's ordered both the 3/3s in top. No, he's ordered the 5/4 and then the 3/3. Okay. That makes more sense. I mean, this is a 2 for 2 as it stands, and again, completely fine with that. Alright, and good deal. We still have board presence, we still have some nice creatures in hand. Opponent didn't play anything. Gonna play out the Climber here. If we draw a land, we can also play the Grizzly Bear. Can't attack because the Rootwalla is a 4/4, effectively. Welcome to 9th edition, kids, where you just dump your hand because it's all creatures. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. We will go for the kill next turn. This will, in fact, be lethal. Assuming the opponent doesn't have a kill spell of their own. But even if they do, like our swarm is so large that this is an okay attack still. I'm not going to say this format's great, because it's definitely not. But it's certainly a treat. Alright. Go to pump my Rootwalla. Combat? Damage? Do you have a fog? No, nothing. Alright, and that's the game. Turn 11. Like I said, our creature with lure is going to end the game because of these gummed up board positions, and then I can just swing in for lethal 17 damage there. Just like that, we are on to the finals. Don't go anywhere, folks. Alrighty, here we are for the finals of this 9th edition draft. We are on the draw. Pretty decent hand. Turn 1 Llanowar Elf. Turn 2 Elvish Vision. God, I keep saying Visionary because it's in standard. Turn 1 Elf. Turn 2 Elvish Warrior. Ooh, our opponent on the Suntail Hawk plan. You know, I'm actually not going to play my Elf out now. Because my opponent led on Suntail Hawk, I'm just going to go turn 2 Elvish Warrior, which we could have done anyways without playing the Elf, the Llanowar Elf. And I'm going to try to get him with Pyroclasm. I know it didn't work out well last time because I ended up taking way too much damage from Windrake, but I think I'm just going to play the Warrior out here. Pass. Next turn I can Clasm plus Llanowar Elf. And I think that's going to be it. Man, especially if the opponent plays another creature here that I can kill with Pyroclasm. That will be the dream. So I'm going to take 2. Infantry Veteran, going to pump up that Suntail Hawk. God, just play another creature. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we got there. Whoopsies! Nice little 3-for-1. And you are left with 3 cards left in hand, opponent. And that's what I say feels good, man. Feels good. Plague Beetle? Oh my gosh. Okay, the opponent probably has the whatchamacallit, Glorious Anthem that I passed. I'm just playing a lot of 1/1s for 1. Might be able to get him here with the King Cheetah. Again, not many creatures with this type of ability in this format, so unless he saw it during the draft, it's unlikely he's going to play around it. Well, he also might leave it back to try to kill it with the Highway Robber. But, I mean, I would assume he attacks here. Oh yeah, and we just get an ambush. Ambush-arino. We have gotten some extreme value already from our creatures. And because we drew a land here, I'm going to happily Volcanic Hammer. Opponent has 1 card left in hand. And we are way, way ahead. Ooh, he does have a 5-drop. Wow, okay. Sarah Angel. Certainly one of the better ones. We can still get in with our Rootwalla, fortunately, since it can pump itself to a 4/4, but our opponent has no cards in hand. We'll drop him down to 11 here. Play the Warrior. Probably just panic attack next turn. Get in for 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Exactly lethal. Alright. You cannot block. Sarah Angel having a pan attack. Not sure if that's very flavorful, but there we go. Turn 7. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Pyroclasm doing some insane work that game. Casual 3-for-1 on turn 3. No big deal. So black-white super aggro. We're going to want to bring in any early game creatures that we have. Like, honestly, Norwood Ranger seems fine versus his type of deck. It's probably not worth it, though. Like, this card is so poor. Yeah, we're just going to run it back. I think our deck's pretty well positioned. Man, if we ever draw Anaba Shaman, so good. Okay, game 2 here of the finals. We're up a game. We're on the draw. Pretty sure I have to mulligan this hand. We have a turn 2 Elvish Warrior, but no red source and 2 6-drops. Little bit poor. Ugh, this hand's also very bad. Enrage and Panic Attack are basically mulligans. And Bard comes down way too slow versus the opponent. I think I'm actually going to go down to 5 here. Alright. I'll keep this. Giant Spider's fine. And, man, if one of these is a forest, I would happily keep Trained Armodon. But Giant Spider hopefully can hold off the opponent's aggression, since we know they have a ton of early game creatures. I don't mind having bottomed the Armodon. I'd rather dig closer to a Pyroclasm anyways. Alright, turn 1 Infantry Veteran. Turn 2 Honor Guard. Yeah, the opponent went all in on just cheap, kind of poor aggressive creatures. Alright, I'm at 17. The opponent's not even going to play around a Pyroclasm. Man, if I had drawn Pyroclasm there, it's just, again, game over, basically. But opponent has no fear. I'm taking 4 damage here, going to 13. Next turn I'll be able to play Giant Spider. And if he doesn't have like a pacifism, Spider should be able to hold off everything. Oh gosh, just, man. So many lands. We've drawn nothing but lands. Kept 3 lands and we've drawn 4 off the top. Ugh, and Cruel Edict. Pretty good when I'm not doing anything. Taking 5, going to 8. Pyroclasm, still a great draw here. Buys me a lot of time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, well, looks like we're going to lose this game pretty quickly. We mulliganed down to 5. We drew 5 lands in a row. Six lands in a row? Okay, that doesn't seem realistic, but there's a mulligan for 5 for you. There's a mulligan to 5 for you. Let's see if we can draw a little bit better next game. And again, I think we just run it back. Man. No, because Infantry Veteran makes all the 1/1s able to attack into the Norwood Ranger, so let's ship this. Alright, game 3 of the finals. We just lost from a mulligan to 5 where we flooded out. We'll play first, and... Again with the Panic Attack Enrage in hand. This hand's pretty bad, honestly. Like, the Bear and the Volcanic Hammer are decent, but I think I mulligan this. I think the Enrage and the Panic Attack just make this hand not very good. Ugh. This hand's also super awkward. Obviously, 1 land. Do get a Scry, though. Opponent's also on a mulligan to 6. Okay, I'll go down to 5 since the opponent went down to 6. And I'm going to happily keep this and keep that forest on top. We have our best card versus this opponent, Pyroclasm. Won't be able to play out Elvish Warrior until turn 3 at the earliest, but I think this is definitely a keeper. Alright, Crossbow Infantry. Ooh, Trained Armodon, also a very good draw. I guess we'll be playing out our 3/3 instead. I'm going to wait until I can kill at least 3 of their creatures with the Pyroclasm because we know how good it is versus them. Well, there's 2 already. Can't actually attack with Armodon because of the first strike here. First strike and a ping means my creature would die. Probably cashing in this Pyroclasm next turn, though. Oh yeah, Master Decoy's a really nice one to kill. And a Festering Goblin for our troubles, too. Although that's a little bit awkward. The Goblin's going to mean the Pyroclasm also kills my Trained Armodon. Alright, well, in theory I can attack here. But let's go for the Pyroclasm play. Opponent with 2 cards left in hand. I think that was completely worth it. Master Decoy is a card you need to deal with. One of the best commons in the set. Hopefully no Serra Angel incoming. But of course it is. Gotta offer the 2-for-1 here. Serra Angel is just a must-kill card. This could be problematic for us. This could be problematic for us. Suntail Hawk, not so problematic. And again, I'm going to keep attacking, keep offering the 2-for-1 on myself. I need to deal with that Serra Angel. Oh, just takes it again. All right. Well, we are in a racing situation now. Last card in opponent's hand. Ooh, a pacifism. All right, that's bad. All right. Gotta keep making that an effort. He's probably playing around like a giant growth type effect. So if he draws a whiff and attacks with both creatures, if he just draws a land and attacks with both creatures, and I draw land, and he doesn't block, I win. But that's a little bit of a tall order. Darn it. Wow, the opponent drew a real nice one too. And unfortunately, that is going to be the end of our reign of terror. Opponent had that Serra Angel, unfortunately, and we died to it. All right, well, so it goes. I think we got really unlucky game 2. I mean, we just completely flooded out on a mulligan to 5. So not much to say there, but hopefully you guys, quote-unquote, enjoyed this look at 9th edition. Again, if you're interested in playing formats you've never played before, give this a try. The cards are going to be low power level, so the cards that do good things, like Serra Angel, 4/4 Flying Vigilance, are really, really nice. Don't forget to check out all of my other content here on Gathering Magic, folks. Don't forget to check out my new Numot gaming site. And hopefully you guys enjoy the last few episodes of Drafting with Numot. Take it easy.